pop off, like we've seen on some other cheaper Android phones. And even though I was successful with my use of brute force, this turned out to be the wrong way to open it up. And I'll show you why in just a second. With the plastic back housing forcibly removed, we can see that the screen is glued to a battery and mid-frame sandwich, and the correct way to take apart the phone would have been to remove the screen first, with heat and gentle prying, and then unscrew some screws. It's interesting that even now, with the e-ink screen completely detached from the phone, it's still displaying its final frame, even though both screen ribbons are ripped completely off. I'll remove the two Phillips head screws and unclip the ribbons just like a little Lego. One is for the display and the other is probably for the digitizer. The back of the mid-frame sandwich has the battery. This is gently adhered to the back of the motherboard and is 950 milliamp hours, which is about 3 times the capacity of the Apple Watch. I'll pop off the two black plastic end caps. And then if we look closely, we can see that there is a Phillips head screw in each of the 4 corners. And still attached to these screws is a gold-threaded insert. Normally these inserts are embedded into the plastic frame and give something solid for the screw to grip onto when they're assembling the phone. But since I manhandled it out of the housing with force instead of finesse, it just wants to spin freely on the screw. Let's pretend I did all that ripping apart on purpose to show you what the screw inserts look like. You know, for educational purposes. Once all the inserts are pulled off the screws, I can separate the mid-frame from the motherboard. It does have some copper sheeting on it, which is nice. I'm glad to see that the $300 are being put to good use. Gotta keep the phone cool while the alarm clock goes off and the screen refreshes twice a minute. This phone's working as hard as the White House during a pandemic. Good thing help is finally on the way. The motherboard has the headphone jack, front-facing proximity sensors, earpiece speaker on the back, and the microphone and micro USB port down at the bottom. And of course our loosey-goosey coin-style vibration motor in the plastic bit. I mean, I think the light phone is kind of a fun idea. It can also be its own Wi-Fi hotspot, and is definitely a step above the no phone. And I also think that people really are addicted to their smartphones these days, and we know that smartphones don't bring happiness. So I guess if money isn't an issue and you have $300 to burn, you can always snag a light phone, even if it'll probably only end up decorating your shelf 20 minutes after you fail your tech detox. If you're really serious about wanting to cut back on doomsday scrolling though, they still do sell flip phones for super cheap, and maybe one of those is a better option. Either way though, let me know what you think down in the comments. Come hang out with me on Instagram and Twitter, unless of course you have a light phone. And thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.